guys, Sidri the Blacksmith here. I'm going to be showing you guys today how to properly throw an axe. Alright, so things to know about the axe: pointy end goes in wood, long wooden thing goes in hand. Alright? So the main method that I teach is basically 4 easy steps. As long as you get these memorized, you should be hitting your target within the first 5 throws. So properly holding the axe. Okay, so you're going to hold it in your dominant hand. You're going to have your hand towards the bottom of the axe. Okay, the bottom of the axe does not need to stick out above, and it doesn't need to be up into the palm. Okay, I teach it to where it's even with the bottom palm of the hand, and you just reach around and grip it. A nice, good, solid, firm grip. Okay, now axe handles are oval. Most of them are. You're not going to see, really, not for throwing, you're not going to see rounded ones, you're not going to see big squared ones or whatnot. They should be oval. And what you need to do is you need to index the axe in your hand. So where the point of the oval comes together should be a good indicator of where the blade is on the axe. So that way whenever you're standing there and you're looking at your target, you have an index blade towards it. So that way when you scratch your back, step and throw, you know that when you come over your head, that blade is going to be going straight towards your target. I start with my feet close together, or at least no more than 4 inches apart. Take the axe with the proper hand grip. I hold it out in front of me, in front of my dominant eye. Okay. So what you're going to hear me say throughout this video is feet together, scratch the back, step forward, and throw, or release, depending upon what we're talking about. So I've got my feet together, got the axe out in front of me. I'm going to come back, scratch the back, step, and throw. Okay. Feet together, axe out, scratch the back, step, and throw. If you can master these techniques, you'll be throwing axes accurately, consistent every time. In the axe throwing steps, this is how scratch the back should look. Now we're going to see step and throw. So, one thing to keep in mind when you're throwing axes is these are not baseballs. You do not have to throw these 90 miles an hour for them to stick. They do have a sharpened blade edge. This thing is going to go into the wood or whatever target that you have, and it's going to stick as long as you hit blade edge forward. And how you can consistently do that is just remembering the basics. Feet together, hand out straight, scratch the back, step and throw. Okay? Make sure that you're releasing at the same point every time, because that's going to generate your consistency. And you don't have to worry about power, because the power of you, or the momentum of you just taking that step forward, is going to give you all the power you need to throw a single rotation axe. And when you're beginning, that's all you need. You don't need to generate any more power than that. If you do overpower it, then you could possibly, put unnecessary spin or make a quicker spin on the axe, quicker rotation, and then it's not going to hit in the blade edge, could possibly bounce back at you. Pace off your distance from your target. So you can see my target behind me. This is about 7 to 9 paces behind me. You're going to want to base it off the length of your handle. If you have a 19-inch or greater handle, you'll probably want to be at least 9 or maybe a little bit longer than 9 paces away from your target. depending upon you throw, and the only way you learn that is by getting out and throwing. But this gives you a good reference point to start off on. So with this is a 19-inch handle, and so my start off paces are going to be 9 paces. So we're going to be talking about different rotations. So your basic rotation at 9 paces for this axe is a 1 rotation throw. Now, if I was to step back to 12 paces, this would be a rotation and a half. To throw a rotation and a half, you're not going to want to hold it the exact same way, because it's not going to rotate the same. So it's going to be a half rotation. So when you're expecting the blade to be here, it'll actually be in this area. So how do we combat that when we're throwing at those rotation and a halves? Well, that's nice and simple. So your target's in front of you, you got your feet together, you're ready to go, you're ready to scratch your back, step and throw. Well, if you are at that 12 pace marker, that rotation and a half, flip the axe blade backwards, okay? Then you're gonna come back. Be careful, because you don't wanna stab yourself in the back, but you're still gonna do that. Scratch the back, step, throw, you're gonna release, just like I taught you in the last video. But this time, whenever it hits, it's gonna hit blade up, and your handle is gonna be straight up in the air. Hopefully straight up in the air. Practice makes perfect. So if you are out on your axe throwing range, let's go ahead and get our axe in our hand. We're going to get the proper grip there. So you're going to be facing your target. Our target is in front of us here. Facing your target, feet together, scratch the back, step, and throw. Target's in front of us, feet together, axe out in front of us, front of your dominant eye. Scratch the back, step, and throw. Very important that you start your throw the moment you start your step. So feet together, axe straight out in front of you, scratch the back. At this point, I'm going to bring my leg up. The axe is still firmly in my hand, scratching my back. Now, as I bring that motion forward, you can see it's almost simultaneous. The hand comes up and follows it forward. Just like so. Let me scoot back a little bit so you can actually see my feet as I'm doing this. Woo, I'm way out of frame. Oh yeah. So there and again, like I was saying, feet together, axe out in front of you, scratch the back, step, and throw. Axe out in front of you, with your feet together, scratch the back, step, throw. Feet together, axe out in front of you, scratch the back, step, throw. Making sure that whenever you are sitting there and you've got your axe out in front of you, make sure it's in front of your dominant eye. Because that's where you're going to get your aim at. That's where you're going to naturally be throwing to, is that dominant eye, wherever that's looking. If you do not know which eye is your dominant eye, make a triangle with your hands. Okay? Doesn't matter if your fingers are open or not. Make a triangle with your hands. What you're going to do is I want you to focus that on a single pinpoint object in the distance or on your wall. And all you're going to do is you're just going to bring that back, keeping that item in focus, whatever you picked as your focus point. And whenever you get to your nose, that's going to be what your dominant eye is. Sometimes you can be cross-dominant. Cross-dominant means this eye is dominant, but you're right-handed. In that case, try to keep it where it's over the axis in front of whichever eye you're throwing with. And then if you have to slightly close your eye just to make sure that you're straight on, you might have to do that. But the thing is to go out, throw some axes downrange, be safe, have fun, and hit some targets. So if you've liked what you've seen and you've learned a little bit about axe throwing, you want to see more, please let us know in the comments what you would like to see. Also, give us a subscribe so that way when we do post new videos, you're the first one to find out. Also go by our Facebook and Instagram and like us. Our Instagram is instagram.com/Valkyrie Blacksmithing, and you can also look us up on Facebook as Valkyrie Blacksmithing and Leatherwork.